Hi everyone, it's Charmaine with Alchemy Attitude Artistry. Today I'm labeling this one Big Messy Day. I'll tell you why. It's either going to be an epic fail or it's going to be the best fun you've ever had without drugs, sex, or rock and roll. So today I'm going to be doing a 16 by 40 spun out bloom. Fingers crossed everything goes okay. And in our lineup for colors, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go through all of the colors because most of them are custom, but I will show you. It's kind of a green, kind of like an emerald green, a cross between an emerald green and a lighter green. And then I have a bit of an olive green as well. And I'm going to do a spun out bloom, but it's going to be a layered bloom. So a bloom on top of a bloom. So I'm going to be doing actually my leaves in the green colors. And I have a cross between a bronze and a copper. And that's my consistency. My pillow is the Bare Premium, and I have watered it down because I think it's very, very thick for my purposes. So I've watered it down. I do 4 cups of the paint. I do a cup of water, and I also do a third of GAC 800. I'm sitting on the floor because my table is not big enough for me to be able to spin this size of canvas. So I have plastic just about everywhere, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're gonna do okay. So those are my leaf colors. And then for our bloom, I have a cross between, you can see it. It's like a purple, it's got some blue in there, some blue-black actually, and it's also got some crimson in there. So quite a nice combination. And then I have a blue that's been sitting on my table for forever. And I added some other colors to it. The magnesium blue as well. And it's a combination. All of them are customs except for, yeah, this is custom as well. This is TLP's Interference, and there's 3 of them. I can't remember all of the names of the ones that I put in there, but hopefully you can see that. It'll shimmer on the actual canvas. And then I also have some crimson hue as well. And it is a combination color as well. That one looks a little bit thick, so I might have to add some, I add Varathane to thin it down a little bit rather than add water. And then I have a gold, which is a combination gold as well, which is much thinner, which is good. And then I also have a really pretty yellow that I've customized as well, and it's really hard to see in this light. I apologize. I've got pot lights above me, and those are our colors. And then my cell activator, I have a white, the titanium white by Amsterdam, and then I have a Amsterdam lamp black as well as my cell activator. So I lay down my white cell activator and then add a little bit of my black for my blooms, but for the leaves I will only use the white. Okay, so let's get you down to the canvas. Well, you're already down at the canvas. I need to get up and get moving around, and I will move my paints off to the side, put my gloves on, and get out my pillow paint. So give me 2 seconds to do that. Get that out of the way, put my gloves on. So hopefully you are enjoying a very sunny day here in Canada. I'm in Ontario, and it is hot as Hades outside. It's about 27 degrees. It's only the middle of May, but it feels like summer weather out there already, and hopefully you have just as beautiful weather where you are, no matter where you are. I should be in fact, outside gardening and getting my garden set up, but you know what? The paint was calling to me. I have a vision in my head for this painting, and I think I'm just gonna paint instead. That's my cat. His name is Eddie. And when I'm painting, the easiest way to get rid of Eddie, I will show you. There you go. Put on the blow dryer. Cat goes away. Okay. So I'm going to get down my pillow. And I've already explained to you what's in my pillow. I'm going to do it in sections, I think. I'm going to start layering at this end of the canvas, and hopefully the canvas is big. You might not be able to see the whole thing, but I will spin it for you. And then I will lay down this end, and then I will put some of my pillow in the middle, just so that my pillow doesn't dry out before I actually get to what I want to get to. Before I do that though, what I am going to do with a little bit of my base paint is I'm actually going to take my fingers and put a little bit down just to act as a suction underneath my canvas so that it doesn't go flying off. Not that I'm going to spin it hard, but I do want to have it stick well so that I don't have to worry about a wonky canvas. And I seem to be in the way. So just touching where the canvas would hit the wood for my spinner. My spinner, funnily enough, my spinner is something that I made up all on my own today. I had the vision of this canvas in my head, and I wanted to achieve it, so I have adapted. So what I have on the very bottom is a Lazy Susan that was given to me that I usually use to spin out my canvases. And then on top of that, I have a really, really, really solid, heavy butcher block. And then what I did is I took paint sticks and I drilled them into my butcher block just to go between the stretcher, on the either side of the stretcher bar. So the stretcher bar sits in between the paint sticks, which holds it on nicely. So hopefully we won't have any incidents. As I said, it's either going to be an epic fail, or this is going to be one of the greatest events I've ever engineered. So getting my pillow paint down. Because I'm going to be spinning this out, I'm going to leave a little bit more than I normally would when I do just a plain bloom that I don't intend to spin out. And I want enough to make my blooms expand. So just stick that aside for a second. Get out my cake decorating tool and spread this around right up to the edge, because this is where I'm going to blow out. And I'm leaving most of my paint in the center, and the rest I'm just bringing to the edge. And then what I will do with my gloved hand is take the paint over the side and touch the sides so that I have good coverage on my sides as well. I'll use my cake decorating tool for some of that. And I want to work fairly quickly. I apologize, this is going to probably be a longer video than I'm normally used to do, because it's a bigger canvas. So you have to excuse me in that respect, because I have more paint to lay down, blow out, and I need to move fairly quickly so that my paint actually doesn't dry out. So just moving it up. I don't want it to pool too much. So rather than use my spreader, I'll use my gloved hand to get it up a little bit. I like to touch the paint. I'm sure that many of you do the same. And I apologize for belaboring the point of putting down my pillow, but some people have never seen it done, so perhaps maybe you'll forgive me when I say that I try to give every part of the process to the viewer so that they can try to replicate as well for themselves. Okay. Now that that's down, I'm going to try and get my gloves off. Might have to change my gloves a couple of times in this process. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is put down some color for my leaf at this end. That's my green, emerald, almost an emerald green. And then I want to put down some of my olive green as well. And I'm just drizzling it on. I need enough down though to be able to blow to my corner. Once I get my blow dryer out. Oops. And this is almost a pearl green. It's, how to describe it? I think it's a green-yellow combination with a couple other colors in there. And then our bronze copper. I like to put a little bit of brown. It just makes it look a little bit more realistic into my leaves for the effect. And then, as I said, I'm going to use my white cell activator only. I did do one of these blooms with white and black cell activator in my leaves, but I didn't like the black as much. So, and I've minimized the amount of black that I put into my blooms, which you will see as well. So I am going to blow this out and see how it looks. And I've got my little Berta hair dryer. Can't really see the name anymore. I bought it off of Amazon, and I'm going to put it on high. It's only a travel, so travel size, and it's 1,000 watts. So I'm going to put it on high. And I do have a button for cool air, and I like to move it upside down. It's just easier because I have to actually hold the cool button. So let's give this a go, and I apologize for the potential noise. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to put a bloom down in this corner. I'm sorry, the glare is terrible from the overhead lights, and I know that you probably can't see much. I apologize. So I'm going to put a bloom here, and perhaps maybe that color will be a little bit more apparent to you. The green kind of gets washed out in this area. And I put some of my purple right on the edge of my bloom. Some of my blue. And I'm just drizzling some of that down. Put some of my interference whites down. I think it's ballet slipper and macaw. I did a combination. I honestly did. I thought if one interference is good, many interference will be even better, right? And my crimson, and I think there's a permanent red in there as well. I forget. It was literally oh, this will look good. Let's try some of this and let's try some of that. So I apologize. I didn't really keep note of, because I didn't intend, believe it or not, I didn't really intend on videoing this. But there's my yellow. I thought for prosperity, if this is an epic fail, it'll be at least a great video for to teach myself what not to do. If it is, and it'll be a great blooper. I will have fun watching it regardless if it's an epic fail, or it will be something that everybody will want to see because you'll ask me how I did that. So that's why I decided I was going to actually video it. Okay. So with this one, I'm going to put down my cell activator as well. Put it down in the center, give it a good healthy amount because I want it to reach all of the areas of my bloom because I like the look of that. And then with my black, I don't like a lot of the black, but I do want a little bit of definition. And so I'll put down probably 3 or 4 or 5 drops of it. And my cell activator is Australian Floetrol 4:1 to the titanium paint, or the Amsterdam titanium, or the Amsterdam lamp black. Okay, I'm gonna blow it out now and see if we can get this. I just have to move it. Sorry, I apologize. I will move myself around. And there we go. Okay. Oh, missed a spot. Let me go back in. Okay, I actually just realized I have not brought over my straw. So let me get that. Lost my straw there for a second. Okay, I have some white that's collected here, the cell activator that's collected here, so I'm going to blow on it. Just to see if I can get some cells to form there. And then I'm going to put down just a little bit more of my pillow here in the center, just so I have enough to blow out onto when I blow this way. Okay, and use my cake decorating tool to shift that along. I want to do this before this starts to dry out. Without putting my hand in the bloom, that would be good. There we go. Okay. I need to move fairly quickly because, as I said before, I want to be able to have my paint be wet enough that I can actually spin it, which is the reason that I created this spinner. And I want to be able to not have it dry out on me while I'm doing this. So put down another leaf. Greens. Have enough to be able to spin that out eventually. My lighter green is my last one to go down before my brown, which is the bronze and the copper. Because of the overhead lights, I apologize. You probably don't see a whole lot. I thought it would be better, but apparently it's not. So my apologies, everyone. Okay, and then my white cell activator down on it. And I don't care if it's in a puddle. I want my cells to be all over this leaf. And then blow it out again. High fan and cool. Okay, just gonna blow on my cell activator. Just a gentle puff is all I'm doing. Okay, and then I'm going to get another bloom up in this area. So I'll get down some more of my pillow. Move that around just a wee touch. bring that this way. So this really is an experiment. You are on an experimental journey with me. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Okay, and let's get down my bloom, maybe up here. Next is my blue. I think that's how I did this the last time. Although my blue almost got lost in the shuffle with the other one. Some of my white, my interference colors, and see if we can get that to show up as well. Oh, that's what I forgot. Forgot my crimson. That's no good. I don't want my crimson to take over too much. So I'm just going to drizzle that as well. But I do want to have enough of my color down to be able to blow it out. There we go. And, oh, I did it in reverse order. I did my gold on top of my yellow last time. This time I've got my yellow on top of my gold. Layering does matter, and I try to be consistent for symmetry, but so I will put down a little bit more of my gold on top of the yellow, just so that it doesn't get lost. And then I want my white, good healthy dollop in the center. I don't care if it goes to the edges as well. It'll probably get lost anyway. And then my black, just 3, 4, 5 drops in the center there so that it doesn't take over, because it does have a tendency to do that. And let's blow it out again. I am going to, apologies, I'm going to walk in front of the camera just so that I can get to a better angle to blow this out. Okay. Okay, I lost a lot of my color in that bloom at the ends, but that's okay. I think when I start to spin it out, you're going to see some of those colors pop up. Just going to blow on my cell activator. Okay, let that pool and move on to my other leaf. I think another leaf, maybe a leaf down here. Yeah, leaf up here just for symmetry, and then another leaf here. Anyway, I don't know. I'll figure it out. One at a time. That's all I can do. One at a time. Try to play with my composition just a wee bit, and hopefully it makes sense. I try to get at least 3 or 4 blooms on here, and almost had my removed glove go into the paint. That would not have been good. And although I've used up all of the pillow that was in that container, it's okay because I actually made up another container of my pillow so that I made sure I had enough to go all over this canvas. And whatever, remember that I'm going to spin, so much of it is going to roll off the sides as I slowly spin, so I'm not too worried about the sides of my canvas, but I do want to have some coverage there. Okay, now another leaf and another bloom, I think, is what I'm going to get. And I'll do a leaf here with my emerald green. Oh, you can't see it at all, sorry. And my olive green here, just drizzling a little bit there. My lighter green. You don't realize how hard this is on your back when you're down on the ground, kneeling or crouching or leaning over. And I have to tell you, it's hurting my back. I'm not in the best, not in the best position, unfortunately. So if there's any ergonomists that are watching this, do not come after me about how bad this is for my back. I recognize how bad it is. You don't have to tell me. Okay, white cell activator in the center. And a little bit around the edges just to see if I can get some of that to pop, but I doubt it. And blow it out again. Okay. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have a little bit of negative space down in here, but that's okay. And then I'm going to put another bloom up here. See where we get with that. And then it will be time to spin. Okay, my purple down. My magenta down. Oh, I did that one backwards too. Uh-oh. And my white. I think I did my interference between the blue and the magenta. I'll put down my blue. I actually was able to get a little bit more of the blue to show up the last time too, in the last bloom. So put a healthy dollop of that down. Okay, and then I had my yellow. And then I had my gold. And I think I got all my colors. Amazing. I remembered them all. Okay. Again, like I said, this is either going to be an epic fail or it is going to be the best fun that I've ever had without sex, drugs, or rock and roll. We shall see. And then my cell activator in the center and a little bit around the outside. Not that I think it matters, but I'm willing to take the chance. It's a little bit of cell activator. What the heck? Might as well put it down. Right? Right. Okay. And 5 drops of the black. And then we blow it out again. All right. Let's see. Oh, I've got paint all over the cord of my blow dryer too. Oops. Okay, high and cold. Okay, let's see. My straw out again. Apologies for my head being in the way. All right. So, do I want to do any modifications? I might want to do some modifications before I spin it out. Just in this area here, you can't really see it, but where the two blooms come together, there's an awful lot of white, and I don't like to have the white in between because as you spin, it spreads out. So I will try to incorporate the white with a couple of little twists of my skewer. There's another one here too. Just give it some prettiness there. Just touching the sides where I think I don't have enough white paint on the side. Not that it's really going to matter, but it will matter as it flies off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to look to see where there's dry areas. This is the area that I started with. There's some dry patches here, and I want to make sure that I drizzle some paint there so that when my canvas moves, the paint won't get stuck on the tooth of the canvas and end up rolling over itself. So I want to make sure that it's wet enough. And I probably don't want that. I probably want my tongue depressor for that. I'm just going to come in and I'm just where I see that there's dry areas, where it won't allow the pattern to move. I'm going to bring some paint very close, but not touch my pattern. And make sure that the canvas is wet in those areas. Because remember, I'm not too worried about my design. Too worried, because I'm going to spin. And when I spin, it's going to expand and roll off the canvas, hopefully onto the plastic and nowhere else. Hence the reason I have so much plastic everywhere. And just make sure, step in front of the camera, sorry. Make sure that my design will be able to roll nicely off wherever it's a little bit dry. So I'm just letting the tongue depressor have the paint flow down the side. And anywhere that I see that there's a dry area on my canvas, like here, I'm just going to give it that paint to act as that lubricant to allow the design to flow over the side. Hopefully it will spin okay. And just this area here as well. I know it looks like I'm wasting a lot of paint, but I'm really not, because all of this is going to come off anyway. But all I'm doing is helping it along. Okay. All right. Wish me luck. This is either, as I said, going to be the epic fail of my life, or it's going to be a tremendous success. So I'm going for the tremendous success. Anybody not wishing me tremendous success, you can click off now, because I'm looking for the positive vibes. Trying to move everything out of the way so that when it spins, nothing is going into my paints that are still left over, or my blow dryer, or my straw. All right, people, we're ready. Da 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 da! Release the pigeons. I'm not going hard. I'm just allowing it to take its time. Spin off. And stretch out. Going slowly. Just looking for it to stretch a little bit. Flow down the sides. I'm looking at the sides as well to see if I still have flow coming down. And I do. So that tells me that I still have some paint that has to go off. And I have one area that I'm noticing. It's a bit dry on this side and it's not moving. So I'm going to get some more of my pillow down there to help it along. And again, I just want to make sure it's not being held up in that natural flow that I want to have happen. And I don't want anything to stop it, especially the tooth of the canvas. So, okay. That out of the way. Let's try that again. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm just impressed it's working. The contraption, the Frankenstein that I created to spin my canvases is actually working. So I'm uber happy right now because what I created really doesn't look pretty, but it's working. And that's what matters to me. Okay, a couple more, and then I'm going to check the depth of my paint on my canvas to make sure that I have removed all that I needed to remove off of it, because I don't want it to pool in the center. So let me grab a toothpick to check my depth. And of course, pardon me, I did have a toothpick, but it's over there and there's a lot of paint all the way around, so. Beautiful. Barely on the tip, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Okay, so let me just kind of look around my sides here. Okay, a little bit of it's sticking just a wee bit here, and I don't have to spin too much more, but I don't want it to look like it has a lip or an edge either. So I'm just going to add a little bit of my pillow to see if I can get it to flow off along the side here. Okay, let's see if I can spin it a couple more times, maybe. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy, happy camper that my experiment worked. Love it. Okay, let's see. That, a couple more. You see my one bloom has almost completely fallen off, but that's okay. I have some negative space, not much. I have some blooms, I have some good color, I have some good streaks. I can touch up my sides later. If I don't like the pattern, I can always put some brush strokes onto it. I am uber happy. So I'm going to take my toothpick just a little bit and I'm going to pull out some of my design just to add some interest into my negative space. And oh, I've got some interference color here and it's on the edge. It's just lovely. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Okay. And I'm just going to touch up in a couple of places. Maybe here. Do a little bit of a circle. Let's see. Trying to keep myself in a bit of a focus so you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually just going to add some little pieces, some definition, some modifications to my leaves, just so that they look like leaves a little bit more. And every time I put my toothpick into the paint, I clean it off on my glove so that I'm not reintroducing any color that I don't want in that area. And a bit of a modification there, and there, there. And I'm literally just now adding some definition to my leaves, so that they look like leaves, so that they look like they have a bit of a scalloped edge to them, just to give them a little bit more of a leafy look. And again, I don't want to go too much, but trying to keep most of my body out of the wet paint. I'm not doing such a great job with it though. I'm now wiping it on my gloved hand because my gloved hand is actually holding me up. So, okay. Let's see, where else can I pull some color into my design? There we go. Okay, and I can, my other leaf down here, I can add some definition to it as well. I'm sorry, this is going to be a really long video, and it wasn't my intention to do that. However, unavoidable when you do this size of canvas, unfortunately. And then when you modify, I'm trying to do them quickly, you're going to end up with a longer video again. Modified again. There we go. And this side, I just want to do something with it too. make it look a little bit more like petals. Just a wee bit. And just a bit of couple of flourishes into my negative space. Just to add some interest. Yep. Okay. And what else do I want to do? Oh, maybe bring this one up into. Yeah, I think that's it. Folks, I think that's it. You've put up with me long enough. Hopefully this dries all right. Hopefully I have a nice composition at the end of the day. I'm gonna maybe just do a bit of an embellishment down here because it just looks like a big blob and I'm not really in love with it. And just a couple of flourishes. Does look like a bit of a leaf. Bit of a bloom leaf, I think. It expands over here. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're done. Peeps, I think we're done. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you are a member of the Acrylic Crazy Train because the best people are over there. And I think you should really join if you haven't considered it before. Might be a good idea to join us on the Crazy Train because this is the kind of thing that we do. And thanks so much for joining me. If you haven't already, if you are so inclined, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I read them all. Really looking forward to your comments. Thanks. Take care and have a great Sunday. Sunny Sunday. Bye.